What are crypto oracles? Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto Animations, the channel where we explain to our viewers about the different types of cryptocurrencies and everything new investors should know. In today's video, we will talk about crypto oracles, how they work, what they do, and more. So be sure to be attentive because you clearly don't want to miss out on today's video. Also, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell so you never miss any of our uploads. Now, with the intro out of the way, let's get into our topic for today. Blockchain oracles are third-party services that provide smart contracts with external information. They serve as bridges between blockchains and the outside world. Oracles are computer programs that connect data from the outside world, off-chain with the blockchain world, on-chain. Most blockchains have native cryptocurrencies that are used to transfer value, enable the protocol's operations, or facilitate governance. Some blockchains also enable smart contracts, computer programs that run within a blockchain protocol and execute a predetermined set of actions automatically when certain conditions are met in a traceable and irreversible manner. Smart contracts are executed without a third party and can be designed to carry out almost any contract imaginable. Oracles present a way for a blockchain or smart contract to interact with external data. They act like an application programming interface or APIs to the world outside of blockchain. There are many cases where outside data needs to be communicated to the closed blockchain system, particularly when smart contracts are connected to real-world events. Crypto oracles query, verify, and authenticate external data and then relay it to the closed system. That authenticated data would then be used to validate a smart contract. Oracles establish a two-way line of communication with blockchains. Data can be sent in or transferred out. While outbound oracles can bring blockchain data to the outside world, it's more common for inbound oracles to get off-chain or real-world data to the blockchain. The imported information can represent almost anything from weather conditions to asset price fluctuations to proof of successful payments. A frequent programmable scenario for inbound oracles could be, if an asset hits a certain price, then place a buy order. As another example, imagine person A bets person B that it will rain for 1 week straight. The bet amounts would be locked in a smart contract. An oracle would provide accurate and immutable weather data reporting. The funds would be delivered to person A or person B, depending on if the data showed that it rained for 1 week straight. In comparison, outbound oracles inform the outside world of an event that took place on-chain. For example, a smart contract might be programmed to unlock an internet-enabled smart lock on a rental unit in the real world, if a cryptocurrency payment is received at a specific crypto wallet address. Most crypto oracles process digital information, though this isn't always the case. Software oracles deliver data from digital sources such as websites, servers, or databases, while hardware oracles deliver data from the real world. Software oracles can provide real-time information such as exchange rates, price fluctuations, or flight information. Hardware oracles can deliver and relay information from camera motion sensors and radio frequency identification, also known as RFID sensors, barcode scanners, or thermometers. Blockchain oracles can be classified depending on several different qualities. Source: does the data originate from software or hardware? The direction of information: is it inbound or outbound? Trust: is it centralized or decentralized? A single oracle can fall into multiple categories. For example, an oracle that sources information from a company website is a centralized inbound software oracle. Now let's look at the difference between inbound and outbound oracles. Inbound oracles transmit information from external sources to smart contracts, while outbound oracles send data to the external world. An example of an inbound oracle informs a smart contract what temperature is measured by a sensor. An example of an outbound oracle can be considered with a smart lock. If funds are deposited to an address, the smart contract sends this information through an outbound oracle to a mechanism that unlocks the smart lock. So what are hardware oracles? Smart contracts need to interface with the real world. Hardware oracles are designed to get information from the physical world and make it available to smart contracts. Such information could be relayed from electronic sensors, barcode scanners, and other information-reading devices. A hardware oracle essentially translates real-world events into digital values that smart contracts can understand. An example of this could be a sensor that checks if a truck transporting goods has arrived at a loading bay. If it does, it relays the information to a smart contract that can then execute decisions based on it. Now let's differentiate between centralized and decentralized oracles. Centralized oracles are controlled by a single entity and act as the sole data provider for a smart contract. They require contract participants to place a significant amount of trust in one entity. They also represent a single point of failure which can threaten the security of a smart contract. If an oracle is compromised, so is the smart contract. Smart contracts' effectiveness and accuracy rely heavily on the quality of data they are provided with, and hence, oracles retain a significant amount of power over smart contracts. The whole reason that smart contracts were invented was to avoid counterparty risk and an over-reliance on third parties. Oracles enable contracts to be executed between trustless parties, but they can risk becoming the middlemen they sought to replace. Commonly known as the oracle problem, preserving privacy and security and avoiding over-centralization that could damage the relationship between smart contracts and blockchains becomes the critical challenge that oracles face. Decentralized oracles try to achieve trustlessness and deterministic results that rely on cause and effect rather than on individual relationships. They seek to achieve these results in the same way a blockchain network does, distributing trust among many network participants. By leveraging many different data sources and implementing an oracle system that is not controlled just by a single entity, decentralized oracle networks have the potential to provide an increased level of security and fairness to smart contracts. Centralized oracles themselves can become just as compromised and susceptible to manipulation as any other third party. For this reason, many blockchain projects, including Chainlink, Band Protocol, Augur, and MakerDAO, are developing, and in some cases, have already developed decentralized oracles. The potential for decentralized oracles to solve the oracle problem and significantly expand the use cases of smart contracts across many different markets is an exciting and ongoing development for cryptocurrencies and the blockchain space overall. What are some of the problems with oracles? The defining quality of a blockchain like Ethereum is that it's able to run smart contracts. Once programmed, the blockchain fully controls the smart contract. No entity needs to be trusted to execute the rules. No mediator can prevent the transaction from taking place, assuming the conditions for the smart contract are met. The contract simply does what it's programmed to do. However, an oracle is a data feed run by an entity. In the above example, it's a weather oracle. Blockchains like Ethereum were created to move away from third parties, yet an oracle is one. Trusting a data source can lead to issues. The owner of an oracle's data feed, for example, could post inaccurate data to sway smart contracts in favor of the data feed owner. Alternatively, someone could hack the data feed to swing the data in their favor. Smart contracts that are not dependent on oracles don't have this problem. That being said, researchers are exploring various ways to mitigate this issue and create oracles that are more decentralized or otherwise protected against bad actors. One such area of research is for oracle computers to use trusted execution environments, unique hardware regions with extra security, making them difficult to tamper with. And now finally, which type of applications use crypto oracles? Many Ethereum applications use oracles. Prediction market Augur, for instance, lets participants bet on what will happen in the future. Other platforms, such as Chainlink, make oracles a central part of their platforms and have explored various ways to make oracles resistant to false information. A reliable mechanism that facilitates communication between smart contracts and the external world is vital to the global adoption of blockchains. Without blockchain oracles, smart contracts would have to rely only on information already within their networks, considerably limiting their capabilities. Decentralized oracles have the potential to introduce safeguard mechanisms that could eliminate a lot of systemic risk from the blockchain ecosystem. Blockchain oracles remain one of the critical building blocks to be implemented securely for the blockchain ecosystem to grow. Well, guys, that's all we have for you today. What are your thoughts on crypto oracles? Let us know in the comment section down below. If you guys like this video, then be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Also, if you don't want to miss out on any new future videos, then be sure to click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification under this video so that you're notified the next time we upload a video on the latest cryptocurrency news. Thanks for watching. We hope you have a great day today, and as always, we'll see you in the next video.